Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first wrestling telecast of the year. I am Cam Wickline, joined here tonight at Plum High School by Jake Bell, Shane Genscher, and the man, the myth, the legend, Rick Burrott. Tonight we have a matchup between the 1-1 Plum Mustangs and the 0-2 Penn Hills Indians. The star of the show for the Mustangs is senior Vinny Citrano, a guy who has compiled an 11-0 record on the year and an 83-16 record for his high school career. With a stat line like that, it is no shock that he has picked up offers from wrestling powerhouses like Minnesota and West Virginia. Tonight, Penn Hills only has 4 wrestlers competing, so it looks like a good chance for the Mustangs to pick up a victory. With that being said, I'm expecting a fun night of competition ahead of us. What do you guys think?
Yeah, well, Cam, it should. I mean, we're listening to Steve Zuma call out the lineups right now. So, obviously Penn Hills, as you can see, Shane is filming it right now. They only have, looks like they only have 5 wrestlers. So, and we thought Vinny would wrestle someone tonight, as they just announced him. And so obviously there's been changes from the lineup we received earlier. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what they have tonight. Plum over the last couple years hasn't been able to fulfill a full lineup, so it'll be interesting as, we just see out there Ben coming out with a couple other wrestlers. It'll be interesting to see who comes out and who wrestles tonight. So I know Frank Masiosi's pushing the heavyweight class. So I know you can tell just from the size of the Penn Hills wrestlers that they have some bigger guys. So it'll be interesting to see how tonight goes. Now, I think Plum's going to win the match tonight because even if Penn Hills pins every single Plum wrestler, 6 points times 5, that's 30 by default with 13 classes. I mean, Plum's going to get 48 points before you even blink an eye. So, Plum's going to win the match, but we'll see what happens. I was talking to Steve Zumo a little bit earlier, guys. Plum has never shut out an opponent, ever. So, not that tonight could be a possibility, but with only 5 wrestlers, you don't have to win 13 matches. You only have to win 5. So Jake's shaking his head. So yes. So 126 guys, we're starting off. I guess this is the ceremonial. The ref will explain what's going on.
Your paid admission entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills by students in an educational setting. By meeting the challenges sportsmanship that stands, you are providing a sound example for your students and representing your community.
So this should be, and it's obviously, guys, going to be a quick night tonight as the ref gets done explaining everything to Vinny Citriano and the 2 Penn Hills wrestlers. So, Cam, do we have anyone at 126? Is there anything on the lineup that we received?
They don't have anything at 126 on the lineup we got, but that obviously could change.
Yeah, we'll see who Steve Zumo here calls out as we start off. We'll see what the scoreboard says also. So Steve said we're starting off at 126. We'll see who's warming up here for Plum. Here comes the Penn Hills wrestler now. We heard Steve say Jason.
126 for Penn Hills. We have Jason Marin.
That's going to be freshman Jason Marin.
126 for Plum. We have Antino Walker.
And for Plum, it's going to be Antino Walker.
So I think he was supposed to originally wrestle Vinny. Steve told me the freshman for Penn Hills is actually has some talent. So we'll see what happens here tonight as we're here starting off. Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, he's a guy that usually wrestles at 132, and that would have had him wrestling Vinny this tonight. But
I mean, obviously, if you can avoid your freshman wrestling against Vinny, who's one of the better ones in the state, so that's obviously a good thing. So Penn Hills did have someone, I guess, come off the injured list or COVID. They do have 4 wrestlers, as I see underneath the scoreboard warming up. So and it's Walker for Plum as he gets a takedown there and does get 2 points, 3 also, a third one awarded also, and Penn Hills wrestler escapes, and it's 4-2 early on, minute into the first period.
No, until that almost takedown, this has been a pretty even match so far for the two of them.
No, yeah, you're right, Jake. You know, both wrestlers, you know, kind of feeling each other out here. No one, Penn Hills wrestler tried to shoot Walker, but he easily blocked that and tried to put him in a headlock there.
Walker's one of the Mustangs' more skilled wrestlers, I know.
Yes, he is. And he just got another 2-point, takedown. Penn Hills wrestler's not in good shape here, guys. Able to get on his stomach and bridge. Walker up 9-2 with 20 seconds left here in the first period. Oh.
Walker's looking to end this early.
Yeah, if he can turn him there, can't hold him as he twists out. And got 10 seconds left.
This Penn Hills wrestler's just going to try and hold on for the last 5 seconds of this round.
That's it. Didn't make it, Cam.
And he's not going to make it.
Yeah, 3.6 seconds left in the first period. Walker's able to get a pin, and so that would be 6 points for the Mustangs. And they'll do their ceremonial handshake, which is interesting that they're doing that, because last year with COVID, it was, you know, a wave or a fist pump or whatever.
You know, going back to that last match, you know, Walker doesn't look like the biggest guy there, but he surely dominated that round. I don't think Penn Hills had a chance there.
Yeah.
Trent Reese receives the forfeit there at 132. Now out comes Vince Citrano for 138. And he will also get a forfeit win.
So we're moving right along here. Is one match in, 2 forfeits. Plum up 18-0. We're up to 145, and that's our next one. Who do we got, Cam? We'll wait for Steve Zuma to call it out.
Dominic Frollo, and he was supposed to wrestle at 152 tonight, but he's down to 145. And I believe they said Dakota Pisano for
Yes.
Plum.
Pisano for Plum.
He's a guy with a 7-6 record. He's a junior.
And he goes to really aggressive right off the bat, and is able to get a 2-point takedown right off the bat. DeSoto trying to get out of that, and Pisano's able to take him down. Boy, he's starting to turn him already.
He's trying to end this one early, too.
Yeah, he has him on his back, so not in good position here. See if he can wear him down. Oh, boy, that was close there. He's trying to work that right shoulder down onto the mat. Boy, he has all that weight.
I think he has him down.
Yeah, like that.
He has to have him close.
Yeah, I agree, Cam, and he's right there.
The ref's close,
I mean,
so.
yeah, the ref's staring at him. Now, he works himself too far over. Can be flipped, but I don't think that's
this looks like it's going to be over here soon.
Looks like he's cinched in. Jake's shaking his head, yes. I'm surprised it's lasting this long.
Yeah.
We have 50 seconds left. That's
going to be it. Another pin for the Mustangs.
You know, Walker and Pisano just showed how different they are. Walker seems to use his lateral quickness, or not lateral quickness, but his quickness and his instincts to get the win there, and Pisano just used pure strength and was able to take him down.
Yeah, he did. No doubt, Jake. Good assessment there. And, I mean, he was aggressive. He shot him right away and just took him down.
At 152, the Mustangs are going to get another forfeit.
So we're up to 160 now. Looks like Penn Hills. I don't think Jack's wrestling anyone here tonight also, and that's a forfeit.
Now on the sheet, we do have Penn Hills having a wrestler at 172. And it looks like he's getting ready to come out, so yeah. This should be Devin Bishop, a junior, with an 0-2 record on the year. Not for the Mustangs. I believe that is Andrew Clausen. Andrew Clausen has an 8-4 record on the year. I mean, I've known him for a while. I know he's a very good wrestler.
Yeah, Clausen versus Bishop at 172. And here we go with match 3 of, there'll only be 5. And that's a quick takedown there. And Plum goes up 2-0 early on.
I know that Clausen's one of the Mustangs' best. I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to the Penn Hills wrestler here, but I'd be shocked if this match left the first period.
Yeah, I think what Clausen's trying to do here, you can see, and Jake, you can comment on it also. He has his left arm, and he's trying to get a half and trying to just turn him. Now, they could call delay, you know, because there was no attempt to escape by the Penn Hills wrestler. So Penn Hills wrestler chooses down. So his goal is just to get up and break out and get a point there.
Yeah, you know, he probably used his left arm there to make sure he wouldn't get out, and he did a good job at doing that. And now they're gonna I believe call a delay there.
Yeah, he's trying to turn him. And boy, he does have, oh boy.
Oh, this is not going to end well, I don't think.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Penn Hills wrestler is fighting to escape, and he was able to get into that bridge position there, Cam. So, you know, he got his forearms on the mat, but it's up to Clausen now to somehow try to turn him.
We got just over half a minute left in this first period.
And now what happens is, you know, it's easy for us up here to commentate, but our face isn't being driven into the mat, you know, and you don't have someone that's 172 pounds.
No, you're completely right.
On your back for 30 seconds, 1 minute, a minute 15. So, and now as we're down to the last 10 seconds, what's going to happen is, oh, he might get him here. Whew.
He had him down for a second, but
Yeah,
not long enough.
And see, now what's going to happen is as this now milks into the second period, you know, and Clausen, I'm assuming, will choose down. So he'll pick up now the Penn Hills wrestler, he is down. So again, he's going to wear on. It's like, you guys, like the analogy in football. Like if you're successful running the ball and your offense is on the field in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, when it comes time for the fourth quarter, you know, the typical fan, oh, why can't we stop them? Well, because they're on the field, they're exhausted, and you've been trying to tackle a 240-pound running back that's blasting through, you know. And here's Clausen again on top of the Penn Hills wrestler, just wearing him down. And, okay, maybe because he had a rest the first 15, 20, 25 seconds, but, boy, as we get into the last minute, you're going to see the wear and tear.
Clausen really trying to flip him over now.
I'll see now the Penn Hills wrestler has to do something. Now he did get up there into that bridge position, but, and again, this is where the endurance comes in. This is why sometimes that, you know, you're in that wrestling room for hours with the heat cranked on a little bit to test your endurance. And now he's able to turn him there. Oh, out of bounds.
That feels like a little bit of luck there for the Penn Hills wrestler.
It might have saved. I mean, if that's in the middle of the mat, I don't know if he has enough
steam left to get out of that.
Yeah, and so we'll see how fast Clausen's able to get him, and he keeps it locked in on that waist, and now he'll work his way up to the shoulders here as we have 45 seconds left in the second.
Even if Clausen isn't able to get a pin, it is 5-0 right now, his lead. So
yes, it is 5-0.
Everything's looking good for him to get a victory.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get caught in a weird position. Oh, he has that. Is that half?
That's a half Nelson, yeah.
Yeah, and he's turning him. Oh, he's in great position
there. It is.
There, and that's a pin. And we kind of expected that was going to happen here as it went into the second minute here of the second period. Clausen just wearing down the Penn Hills wrestler.
You could just tell Bishop for Penn Hills was getting gassed.
Yes.
And, I like what Clausen did there because, he was not struggling, but it took him a while to get into a position where he could win, and he didn't let go, and he showed great stamina there and was able to get the pin after that long struggle there.
Okay, we have 189. We have television production 3 student here, Luke Heath. I didn't hear who they called out, Cam, for the Penn Hills wrestler. I didn't hear who Steve called out.
I'm not sure either, but Penn Hills had 2 guys left, either Anthony, well, I'm going to mess this last name up, but I believe it is Palumbo.
Palumbo, probably.
Yeah, probably Palumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Or Aiden Pham, but it's probably Palumbo because Aiden Pham can either wrestle at 215 or 285.
Yeah, so it's probably not. Aiden's probably going to be the one that wrestles Frank Masiosi.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Rod, do you know what
Yeah,
happens if
2-0 there by the Penn Hills wrestler, taking Luke down.
do you know what happens if neither team can produce a guy for a weight class? Because I didn't see Ollie Freeman out there, and he's our 285 guy.
I don't, you know what, that's a good question. I don't know. That could be a 3. That could be one. I think Cam is split 3-3.
Well, for the first match tonight, Penn Hills does have a lead.
Yes, 2-0. Now, Luke's down, so we'll see. And when I say down, I mean down on the mat. He's also down in the mat. But Luke will try to break out, and he has 50 seconds to do so.
Going to try to get a point for an escape here.
Luke there, he's doing the right thing. He's trying to stand up. But again, this isn't like Shane Genscher jumping on you, Jake. This is 189 pounds wearing you down here. It's a little different here. So Luke has 25 seconds. He's in that bridge position. So the goal is to try to stand up and get the escape point. Penn Hills wrestler trying to turn Luke and having no success at all. He does have a half locked in. Got 4 seconds left, and we'll be into the second period here, guys.
And, it's really hard to put a lot of fault on Luke because he was constantly in a position where he couldn't choose the starting point, so he was already at a disadvantage there. So you can't really blame too much on him there.
No, not at all. So now Luke's goal here is to not let the Penn Hills wrestler up, and he stands up right away. Luke's still holding on. Luke not in a good position here. See what's going to happen there. Luke down 4-0. Luke's he's going to be trying to be turned. He's smart. He'll climb out to get out of bounds. He has a safe bridge. Luke's standing, almost trying to stand. He's just crawling to get out of bounds, and so they'll reset as we have a minute 10 left in the second. Luke down 4-0. Penn Hills wrestler dragging Luke in. Luke not in good position here as the Penn Hills wrestler is trying to turn him. Oof.
Winner from Penn Hills, Aiden Pham.
That was Aiden Pham.
So Aiden Pham was able to pin Luke, and so that will be the 6 points at Penn Hills, their first 6 points of the night, and last match of the night, because the rest will be forfeits.
This is going to be senior Anthony Palumbo for Penn Hills
This is Palumbo.
with a 5-2 record, and then Frankie Masiosi with an 8-5 record for Plum.
I talked to Frankie earlier today. He said he wrestled Palumbo earlier. They both had stiff warnings because they were punching each other in the head. Frankie's not a fan of Palumbo, and I'm sure Palumbo's not a fan of his either. So heavyweights guys are a little different. They'll put their, as we joke around, they'll put their paw up to try to, like, grab him by the head. And Frank tried to shoot him, holding on tight there. Frank wants to take him down early. Frank did tell me he was going to wanted to be aggressive tonight and put it to Palumbo. So, so far, truth be told, that's what's happening.
Yeah, you said they both got warnings for punching each other in the head. Frank's one of my good friends, so I'm sure he wouldn't have an issue with me saying this. But when Frankie gets angry, he gets angry. So I'm not saying we want that to happen tonight, but if Frankie gets angry, it could probably work in the advantage as long as he can stay under control.
You can see Frank's looking for a way to shoot him, and the Penn Hills wrestler dropped down. Palumbo dropped down to one knee to try to block it. So we're a minute in, still 0-0. Nothing happening right now. Both wrestlers trying to get some sort of advantage on the other one.
You saw Frank adjust the wrap on his hand. He tore his hand open pretty recently, and you're wondering if that's going to affect him at all.
Yeah, he's not that he's coddling that hand, but the hand was he was holding it back there a bit. Oh, Frank's down, but pops right back up. That should be no point. Uh-oh, Frank. Boy, Palumbo had his shoulders there. Frank keeps on spinning. And Frank gets up right away. And that's something, we didn't see happen in that last match, but Palumbo is able to toss Frank down. Frank down 2-0 here, real late in the first period. So see if he can get up in 10 seconds here, get that escape point, which would be a big point. Frank's up. He has a solid bridge. He has 3 seconds. Almost in a bad position there. I don't know if Frank slipped or Palumbo just used his pure strength to get Frank. If that goes another 10 seconds, Frankie might have been pinned there.
Kind of feels like Frank was saved by the bell there.
Yeah, a little bit. So
it's okay. The good thing about wrestling is now we got another period. Frank's down 4-0, but a pin can change all that in a second.
He's down 4-0. Frankie's a little tired here. He's sucking in some oxygen. The goal is obviously to get up here. Frank has that strong bridge. And again, you want to talk. I mean, this is heavyweight here. So these guys are big guys leaning on each other. Oh, Frank tried to immediately grab that leg.
There's a point for Frankie.
So Frankie got out, and that was 15 seconds into the second period. So Frank in great position. So the goal here, Frank going to try to take down Palumbo, pick up a quick 2.
Right there, you could tell while he was still catching his breath, he wanted to get just as many points as possible that he could, and that grab the leg there, that's pretty much what he needed just to get started.
I wonder if Frankie's thinking that, hey, if this guy's going to shoot me, I'll just counterattack him. Maybe I won't be the aggressor. Oh, he was. Boy, he shot him pretty quick.
They both seem to have a hold of each other's leg.
Oh, but Frank, that's 2 points for Frank there. Good takedown by Frank Masiosi, as it's now 4-3. We're under 50 seconds left. So Palumbo's main goal now is, and he's almost on his legs. Frank keeps him down, does not want to give him that escape point. Frankie will have to take him down again then to tie it, and he did get out. So it's now 5-3, but Frankie did what he needed to do. He got 3 points this period. So if Frank's able to shoot him again, he'll essentially tie the match.
Frank wrestling at 215, definitely a big guy, but don't let that fool you. He's got some quickness, and there's going to be another takedown.
He shot him again. He does get 2. Now he cannot let him out here. It's 5-5 with 10 seconds left. Frankie's going to keep that pressure on.
Just ride him out, Frank. 5 more seconds.
5 seconds. And you know what? Boy, does Palumbo not look tired here?
Palumbo does look gassed. That was
kind of, sorry, Kim, that's kind of reversal there. Like in the end of the first, Frankie looked a little gassed there.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Now, like at the end of the second, like Palumbo looks like there's not a lot left in the tank here.
Remember when I said about when Frankie gets angry? I mean, it's almost like he knew he was losing, so he got angry and hit that second gear and just newfound energy and adrenaline.
Well, Frankie starts down, so, oh, Frankie almost in a bad position there. No points awarded. Frankie's goal is to get out and get that 6-5 lead, and then he can kind of delay a little bit, but there's still a minute and a half left here in the last match of the evening.
Going into the last period, tied 5-5. Both wrestlers obviously tired. This is going to be about who wants it more.
And Frankie's able to get out, so he goes up 6-5 with a minute 20 left. Palumbo putting that claw up there, putting that hand up there.
He's doing it again.
Yeah, that's what he did in the first.
It's almost like instigating almost, I feel.
Yes. So Frankie can't delay, or the ref can award a point to the opponent. If there's a delays, we have a minute left. Palumbo has to be the aggressor and try to shoot. If Frankie just counters and blocks, he'll be in good shape. And it's a lot of time left, but in reality, we're down now to 45 seconds. This is it for the match.
.40 seconds left. Frankie Masiosi still holding a 6-5 lead on Penn Hills' Palumbo. Palumbo looks to make a move.
And see Frankie, see what Frankie did there, how he blocked that, and then he just pushed him, Jake, right off the match. So, right off the mat, excuse me. So now we have 30 seconds left.
Wrestler's going to start even. Less than 30 seconds now.
Got to be smart. And Palumbo does exactly what he wants to do. He has his arm around Frank. Frank tried to shoot him. So we're down now to 12 seconds.
Both wrestlers obviously tired here. Palumbo needs to score some points in the next 5 seconds.
Both coaches screaming at their wrestlers to do something. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Frankie Masiosi will hold on to a 6-5 victory.
Frank Masiosi is going to get the win here.
And that should be it here. They'll call out, I mean, we'll stay with you. They're going to call out the rest of them. And Palumbo not too happy there.
Number 106, Ryland Campbell for Plum. And no one for Penn Hills.
Yeah, so now because we started in the middle, we'll work our way up to 132. Penn Hills doesn't have
a wrestler,
any lightweights, so. But we'll call him out here.
It's going to be Sam Snyder for Plum at 113. He's going to get the forfeit win. I believe that was Ryland Campbell at 106 for Plum. He also received a forfeit win. At 120 for Plum, it's going to be Carson Yako receiving the forfeit win.
Man, that's it. So, I mean, it looks like a slaughter, but, I mean, Plum did, Penn Hills forfeited.
More than half the matches.
Yeah, I mean, they only had 5 wrestlers. Forfeited 8 of the 13. So, guys, final thoughts before we wrap it up here. Jake, you can start off.
I definitely think Plum played very well. As much as I like the dominant victory, I would like to see Penn Hills have a little bit more wrestlers just to see how it could have ended. But there's not too much to complain about the Mustangs. I thought they played very well. They used instincts and strength, and they were just able to take down Penn Hills, and I don't think it was close from the start.
No, it wasn't. I'd like to see Vinny. I mean, obviously, Vinny has a chance to go to states. It would have been nice to see Vinny wrestle. But, I mean, Cam, if you and I were putting together the lineup, we're not going to put our inexperienced freshman against Vinny Citriano. The experienced senior is going to go to states. So, it is what it is. Go ahead, Cam.
So, 63-6 obviously looks like a very bad score, but, I mean, in actuality, Plum went 4-1 tonight. And not to be disrespectful to Penn Hills wrestlers, but the first 3 didn't look, they didn't look like the caliber of wrestlers that Plum has, but probably could have been expected the last 2. It would look to be their team captains because they came out to the middle circle before the match. Those last two wrestlers for Penn Hills were nothing to joke about.
Yeah, I mean it was a good match.
Those were two talented wrestlers going against Luke Heath and Frankie Masiosi, and Plum split those 1-1. It's good to see Frankie get another win. He's been wrestling well this year, despite the hand injury.
Yes, so yeah, that's it. I mean, 63-6. I mean, it looked like a slaughter. I mean, there were all these obviously 8 matches that were forfeited, and Plum went 4-1 tonight. So good for Plum. And you know, our next wrestling match will be in 2 weeks from now on the 18th, and we'll be filming basketball Friday against the Indiana Little Indians. So. But that's all we have here. Hope everyone has a safe night, and good night, everybody.